Hello, students. This is Swapna from NGIT. You're going to learn about the subject called Information Retrieval System, which is one of the elective subject in final year. So, by the name itself, what is meant by Information Retrieval System? So, it can be explained as how you are going to retrieve the information, because nowadays we are only depending on the data. So whatever the information you are getting from the data, how to retrieve from huge amount of data, and what are the techniques we are going to use, and how the data will be stored in different formats. All these things have been discussed over here. So whatever the system you are going to design, which will retrieve the data, store the data, okay, and it can be manipulated. Already I've learned about the DBMS, but we have to know what is the basic differences between DBMS and IRS. And the IRS importance is very high, because whatever the search engines you are using, like Google search engines or any other search engines, are completely depending upon the IRS, that is Information Retrieval System. Now, coming to the introduction. So, what is the basic difference between DBMS and IRS? Okay, it is very easy to confuse the software or whatever the technology you are using in order to support such kind of system which will support all types of data, which is structured or unstructured, which have to be stored and manipulated. Okay. Now, for example, just we'll take one example. Suppose you are searching for some data. Okay. So in the Google, so what you'll do, you'll just simply type the keyword in the search engine, and you will browse the data whatever you want. You'll open all the sites, or you will open all the links which are available for you, and you will get whatever you want, or whatever optimal to you, or whatever related to you. But in case of this particular DBMS, what happens? The data is stored in the form of the relational databases. What is mean by relational databases? So you already have done. So in the DBMS, what we will do? We will write all the data in the form of tables, and you have commands in order to retrieve, or in order to manipulate, or in order to store, or in order to delete. So all the DDL commands, DCL commands, the DML commands will be there. But coming to the information retrieval system, you're designing a complete system which is helped only for the retrieval of the data. You're not bothered about what kind of search engines you are using, or what kind of techniques you are going to use. Okay. So when designing this particular kind of system, you should be very careful that you have to remember that the data should not have any restrictions, right? I cannot say that the data should be stored in the form of only relational. It should have only primary key. I can search only with the help of primary key. Okay, so that only indicates in the DBMS. But coming to the IRS, the data can be anything, any kind of data can be stored in any format, in any way. So that is the very beauty of the IRS. Okay, and also it may sometimes to easy to confuse the software that optimizes the functional support of each type of the system with actual information or structured information which has been stored and manipulated. So what is the meaning of this is for example, I'll store some type of data. Okay, because of the keyword search, what happens? Sometimes it may get unrelated data or unrelevant data also. So this kind of problems will be there, but overall, the huge amount of data which is related to whatever the type of searching you are going to do, it will be very easy. Okay, and the next one is the another difference is how you are going to check, means how the database management system will process the information. See, remember the importance of data and information. Data is nothing but if I write A, B, C, D, E, F in a document and store is a data. Are you getting my point? But what is an information? The knowledge gained from the data is called information. So please remember this. So whenever you're talking about DBMS, it is only storage. So whatever the data you are storing, you are retrieving, but you are not processing the data. Okay, so you have to provide other functions in order to process the data to get the information. Okay, I'll say that ABC, or if I say C equal to A plus B, what is the difference here? ABC are general alphabets. But if I write into equation C equal to A plus B, now you are doing some addition, you are getting some, that is called information. Okay. No, the other side, the information system contain the structured data, but also some functional deficiency are there. As I said, whenever you are searching or retrieving the data, sometimes it may give you unrelevant data. Suppose if I type doctor, so it may give only doctor information related to the healthcare. But generally, doctorate also a doctor. We can call it as a doctor. Sometimes it may be vice versa. Okay. So first difference is DBMS will support only structured data, but whereas IRS will support any kind of data. Second one is DBMS is only used for retrieving the data, whereas it is lacks in the gathering the information from the given data. And coming to the IRS also sometimes it may have some structured data, but also it have some functional deficiencies. Now, coming to the basic definition of the IRS, what is meant by information retrieval system? So it is a system. Okay, 1 second. Yeah, IRS is a system which is capable of storage, retrieval, and maintenance of the information. This is very much important. Okay, so DBM is also same thing. We'll store the data, we'll manipulate the data, we will retrieve. But in case of this one, it will only help in the storage, retrieval, and maintenance of information. So you can do the modifications also. And what is information? What is the keyword information? It is composed of a text. So you'll have text means you'll have the numeric data or whatever date data or whatever data. Images you'll have, audio you'll have, video will have, other multimedia objects. You can take any other multimedia objects. Okay, so already we have covered the text, audio, video, images, and any other things related to multimedia. Things like AutoCAD, all those things can be stored. And in order to use this IRS, so what are the techniques we are having? This is X calibers, visual retrieval ware, YRage. So YRage video indexer. So these are the some example of your IRS or some techniques for IRS. Okay. So next one, the term item is used to represent the smallest unit. Okay. So for example, what is a term item? Suppose in the Google, I'll search for a keyword called something related to IRS. I'll type information retrieval system. So what is an item over is I'll split up this information retrieval system. So I cannot split this particular word into further divisions. So what happens? Information is one item, retrieval is one item, system is one item. Okay. So the term item is used to represent the smallest complete unit that is processed and manipulated by the system.